I'm going to mute you because I think I hear a dog barking in the background. Okay. So why become an instructor? It's a good reason. We'll give you tons of good reasons. Here's what's possible. So here's why I like it. I get to teach lifelong sustainable fitness, and it's not a bad job. I love doing it for people. You can also create change in the world. And, you know, we have 200 instructors all over the world, and we have made a significant amount of change in the world. When we think about, we've probably reached well over 1 million people. That's being able to affect people's lives, not only in their running and their walking, but, you know, the more you get into chi running and chi walking, the more you see how it affects your life. So when we talk about changing the world, yeah, we're doing it one person at a time, and we're doing it through the vehicle of walking and running. So the other thing is you can, as most of our instructors do, build a community of happy, healthy runners and walkers around you. So in your locale, if you're the only certified chi running and chi walking instructor around, you can start your own classes, have your own group meetups. People come to you as a resource. And one thing that Catherine, my wife, and I always talk about is because of chi running and chi walking and the community we've gathered around us, we get to hang out with the coolest people. You know, it's a really a nice, forward-thinking, assertive group, proactive with their own health and everything. So it's a really, you attract a really good bunch of people. And it also can open the doors to your own coaching and training business, as a lot of our instructors have seen. And it's if you have a day job and you do this as a hobby or on weekends or in evenings, it's a significant amount of income, especially if you can get into coaching and training people. And this year we're going to be introducing training programs that where our chi running instructors are going to be able to coach remotely through a site that we're working with. So you'll be able to have private clients, and if you can't get to them, you can have online coaching meetings with them. You can adjust their training programs. It's a very cool system. We're just starting it this year. And Lisa Pizzoni, who you can see on the call, has really helped us build this. And it's really dynamic. I'm so excited about it. And also, you know, as you go through the certification of becoming an instructor, you also get to improve your own running technique and your own teaching technique as well. In fact, when you come to one of our instructor trainings, that's what you come for, is to learn how to become a really good teacher. And then the last point is you can really build a business. And like I said, many of our instructors have built their own complete businesses out of this. I mean, some people do it full time, and Lisa does it full time, and she's done really well at it. We've had people bring in a really decent income from being a chi running instructor and turning it into a coaching practice. So okay, so here's just a testimonial from one of our newest master instructors, Alice Diffley. She just got upgraded to becoming a certifying master instructor. She lives in Portland, Oregon. She says, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Chi Living team, the mainstream medical and fitness communities are finally beginning to accept that improving one's running and walking form is not only possible, but also beneficial. So she makes a big point that scientific studies are really starting to back up everything that we've been teaching for 20 years. And it's about time. I'm really glad and happy that we have the backup of the medical community and the scientific community behind why we teach people to run the way they do. So here's some of the benefits of being certified. There's a lot of reasons why, but these are the actual benefits. So you get support from headquarters here. We're in Asheville, North Carolina, the world headquarters. Or if you live in whatever country you live in, there could be a regional director that covers you. So ISRA for you, it would be Rafa, and you would be working with him. For a lot of people in the US and Canada, they come to us, and then we have regional directors in many countries all over the EU and all over the world. So another benefit is the far-reaching visibility of being able to advertise your classes on our website or your regional director's website. You can, because the ChiRunning name now has been branded for 18 years, and it has a lot of visibility at this point. We do a lot of outreach. We're visible on all the social media channels, and we've been a regular on the internet for a long time. So we definitely have some clout when it comes to being known as a resource for good running technique. We've been featured in Runner's World magazine and a lot of the major magazines in the US and also in the UK. And you get a free listing on our website, and you can put up your bio page, where you teach, when you teach. You can list what your classes are. So some of the benefits is you get support from us, and because we want you to be known to your community, and we want you to be known to anybody in the world who's looking to get some ChiRunning instruction. Now, Isra, you live in the Canary Islands. If somebody wants to go on vacation in the Canary Islands, which I highly recommend, they could book a session with you while they're there, and it's cool for them. They get to go on vacation. They get to practice their running. They, learn from a local, and everybody wins. So there's a lot of good benefits in that people can reach you from all over the world, and people have done that. So you get access to customizable marketing materials. We have a whole page just full of templates if you want to put out newsletters to your local people. We have business cards, flyers, logos. It's pretty much set up. If you want to start running, coaching, teaching business, we can pretty much give you all the business background, at least all the stuff to make you more visible in your locale. Every 2 years, we have a biannual instructor conference. We call it Instructor Weekend. It's coming up this year in the fall. And every 2 years, all the instructors, ChiRunning instructors in the world get together in one place. And so it's usually North Carolina, and this year it's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, or Atlanta, one or the other. We're still finalizing all of that. But it's a really wonderful gathering of instructors. They all speak the same language of running, no matter what country they're from. And it's really a wonderful collection of people getting together that have a similar base of knowledge and excitement in this whole thing, ChiRunning. You're also backed up by the ChiRunning name. So once you get certified, and you can hang your shingle out there, ChiRunning, like I said, is getting more and more identifiable all over the world. So if you say you're a certified ChiRunning instructor, people they don't have to doubt your credentials. They can just go to our website. They can see you're listed there. They can see you've gone through the training. And so our brand name really backs you up as an instructor. You can also participate in Chi Living. We have a blog page and bulletin boards. We have a forum. We have a Facebook page. You can help contribute articles. You can put posts on our public social media pages, and act as an advisor to people. There's a lot of people that come asking questions about running. So we rely on our instructors to respond a lot to what people's questions are. And then the other benefit is that we have a private ChiRunning instructors Facebook page. So this is a great little thing, because the instructors, like I said, they're all over the world, and they can communicate on this page. So if you ever have people have a problem client or somebody that they're not really sure what to do with, they can go on the instructors page and get help from all the instructors all over the world that maybe some of them have come up with the exact same situation. But it's a huge advice board if you need help with anything relative to teaching running or physical fitness, workouts, you name it. These guys are all amazing authorities in the field of running and fitness. We have a lot of physical therapists, some doctors, chiropractors, all kinds of highly skilled people and knowledgeable people that are certified instructors. So it's a big database you can ask questions to. And that's a really nice backup to have. So here's the cost of certification. So you can either do it in group or you can do it as an individual. And so all of the regional instructors will hold group instructor trainings, and I have some listed. We'll get to at the end of this presentation. If you go to a group training, and usually it's a 4-day training, and the cost is $14.95 US. And if you sign up early for most of these trainings, if you sign up before during the early sign up period, you can get $100 off of that. So that's a really good deal. The individual instructor trainings, now we have quite a few certifying master instructors now, and they charge $14.95, and there's no discount for them. But you can work one-on-one with an instructor to become an instructor. Okay, and that's it's a pretty good way to go because you get very personal coaching and teaching from somebody who's really knowledgeable. All of our master instructors have to pass pretty rigorous reviews in order to become a certifying master instructor. They have to really know what they're talking about. They have to show what they're talking about, and we have quite a stringent set of requirements for people that we trust people to go and teach this stuff. So you can trust if you go to a master instructor on an individual basis that you're going to get your information almost straight from the horse's mouth. It's a really dynamic way to become an instructor, to be taught individually too. The group instructor trainings are fun too because we have a large group and we divide the group up and people teach each other. You get more eyes on you so you can see how you're doing. It's also, both of them have their advantages, and personally I like the group trainings because there's just like a big happy family kind of trying to learn something together. It's really a gas. So let's see. So it's $14.95, but here's how you can pay it back really quickly. Okay. So let's say you got the $100 discount, it's $13.95. So here's what we're charging for classes, our recommended prices for classes. Now this will all depend on your location, but for a half-day workshop, that's a 4-hour workshop, we recommend people charge $125 US, whatever that converts to your currency if you're in a different country. But if you have 6 students each paying $125, there's $1,500 right there. If you do 2 of these, okay, done. That's 2 classes. That's only teaching 2 classes with 6 people apiece in them, and your whole certification is paid for. On the other hand, if you have 6 classes a year, these half-day classes with 6 students, you can make $4,500 a year. So bonus time, So how a lot of instructors teach, we have half-day workshops, which are the essentials of ChiRunning, the basics. And then there's a full-day workshop that goes into a little bit more information in the first day. Beyond the basics, some instructors teach hills and running at all different speeds, doing all kinds of injury prevention things, body looseners, everything that's a really more complete full day. You can teach private lessons and you can charge anything you want per hour, whatever the market will bear in your local area for private sessions. I teach quite a few private sessions, and whenever I travel to different cities to go teach, I always open up my schedule for privates, and that is a really nice way to go. I got to hang out in some city somewhere for a whole afternoon on a Friday and a half a day on Sunday, so I book those days up, and then on Saturday I teach a full day. So that's kind of what I do too, and I love it. I love teaching private sessions. You can get affiliate commissions. Now you can make money just selling our products, and you take somebody like Lisa Pizzoni here who's on the call. She has every instructor we have gets an affiliate code, and every time you sell one of our products, a book, DVD, training program, things like that, you can get an affiliate fee sent directly to you, and all you have to do is give your affiliate code to whoever you're talking to. And so when they go to our store and buy something, there's a little box that says, you know, do you want to give credit to your instructor? You just click that box and put in the affiliate code of your the instructor, and they get like 25% of the sale. It's a decent percentage of what the cost of the item is. So it's an amazing way to make money virtually without working for it. Just turning people onto our products. So some people have made it their sole livelihood. Absolutely. So here's the actual path of becoming an instructor. Okay, so here's the basics. First, you go to our website, and at the end of this, I'm going to take you through going to our website so you can't get lost. And we have an application there. You go to the application form, you pay a registration fee, and as soon as you pay your fee, you'll receive study materials. Now, I'll show you our schedule of upcoming instructor trainings, and we recommend that registration for all of those trainings is usually cut off 3 months ahead, because we want to have you do 3 months of home study. So that's what this next thing is. So once you fill in your application, turn in your registration fee, then we send you all of your study materials, which includes, it's a 3-month home study. So that's when you, we'll give you a whole, I call it the owner's manual, but it's the instructor's manual that contains all of the scripts for the lessons, exactly what to say to help people learn it. Shows you how to actually teach the lessons. This home study manual has video links in it, so you can watch how the lesson is done. So we just wanted less room for error and questions. So you get to study the scripts and practice on your friends or whoever you can get to practice on. And then you learn the lessons and scripts during this 3-month home study. And like I said, there's an interactive ChiRunning Instructor manual with video lessons. So you can watch the lesson and then read the script, and then you can just put yourself into the position of being a teacher and practice on a practice student. So we require, before you show up for the, on the actual instructor training workshop, it's usually a 4-day workshop. When you show up there, we expect you to have these lessons pretty much in your body. And what we do with you there is, at the workshop, is to just show you how to be a really good teacher. So we'll hone your skills on how to present the material, how you look. You get to have people watch you, you work with people, they work with you. So it's a very thorough way of learning this material in a very condensed 4-day weekend. And then we have 3 pre-workshop quizzes. We send them out to you. So once a month, it's a 3-month home study. So once a month, you get a quiz in your email, and it's for the first third, second third, and the last third of your study materials. And that's not only so you can find out how well you're doing with the material, how well you know it, but it also keeps you on track with getting through all of the material in the 3 months allotted. You know, so you want to be, once you start the training, you want to be moving through that material and really practicing it all, instead of like, you don't want to save it for the last month. I guarantee it's a lot of material to take in and learn how to present. So we want to be very thorough and fair in how much time we recommend for people to study this stuff. Okay, so here's the what happens when you come to the 4-day weekend. You learn, like I just said, you learn to be a great teacher. We'll show you how to actually demonstrate the lessons. The best tips for how to teach and demonstrate each lesson. You'll get lots of practice teaching and lots of feedback on how you do. Best learning situation there is. We usually break the group up into smaller groups of 3, people, and then we take one lesson at a time. And then, so with 3 people, one person teaches, one person is the student, and one person is an observer. So one person teaches the lesson to a student, one of the students, and then after the lesson gets feedback from both the observer and the student. And then the next person does exactly the same thing. They teach, a different person is the student, a different person is the observer. So you go through each lesson 3 times, review it 3 times, and give feedback to each other all the way through the process. Like I said, it's very thorough. And that's a fun way to do it too. And in that process, you get to improve your own ChiRunning and walking form with personal guidance from our master instructors, because we have a lot of instructors that come to assist at these instructor trainings, and these are always people who've had tons of experience teaching. So you get to learn from a lot of different people how to be a great teacher. The other thing we do is we have testing, and so when you first come to the 4-day ChiRunning, ChiWalking instructor training weekend, you get a content exam. On the first day you get there, and then the last day you get there after you've been working through all the material for 4 days, you get a second exam, and then after that we do a practical exam, which is really just, it's actually really fun. It's an exam where you get up in front of the whole group and you teach a student volunteer out of the group, and so you can see how you do in front of a group rather than just in front of 3 people. So it gives you the opportunity to you know, stretch your legs and see if your wheels roll. But it's in such a wonderful, friendly, non-threatening atmosphere. Everybody is so encouraging because, you know, if they're critical, they could be up next. So, you know, everybody is just so into making each other the best teacher they could be. Okay, it's a cool thing. So then after the workshop, after you go through the workshop, here's how you complete your candidate requirements. So we require that you do 10 hours of practice teaching. That means that you have to teach to friends. You can't charge for these classes. It's all volunteer stuff while you're in the process of learning. And excuse me, had to get a drink there. So you practice all the lessons, you practice teaching for 10 hours. Then you take a video of yourself teaching lessons 1 through 8. And that gets reviewed by one of the master instructors, and they can give you feedback on how well you did with each of the lessons. Then you get a number grade out of that. So you get graded all the way through. So we get to watch you teach, we get to see how thoroughly you know the information, we get to see whether you know the lessons well, and how you interact with people. So it all gets graded by various people all the way through the process. And then you get to, we have you assist one of our master instructors as they teach one of their own classes. Now this is really good because it throws you right into a class situation, and you're just thrown right in, and you're just like one of the teachers. So you get to be in front of a group. It might be a group larger than you're used to, which is also a good thing, stretches your muscles, and great practice. And the master instructor can give you feedback after after you do your assistant teaching. The one thing we require, and this also depends on your region, is personal trainer's insurance. It's not hugely expensive, but it's handy to have. And then we have a non-disclosure agreement, non-compete agreement that you have to sign, because we want to make sure you don't go through our instructor training and then go off and teach you know, some other form of your own running and call it something besides ChiRunning. And so we ask that you sign an agreement that you're not going to do that. Now, here's a cool thing. If you come to our instructor, one of the instructor trainings, all of our scores are usually on a score from 1 to 5. 5 being the best, and usually a 4.0 is passing. So you need to get like 4.0. If you can average out all your scores with your tests, quizzes, presentations, and everything else, so you get a score of 4.5. That means you really know the material and have practiced a lot. You come into the instructor training, with your ducks in a row. You pretty well know what you're supposed to do and how to do it. If you come in with a 4.5, you do not have to do the student teaching or send in a video of yourself, because that's how good you are. And it's a way to really, you could leave the instructor training and start teaching the next day if you wanted. If you had all your other requirements in, you could go crazy. Okay, so it behooves everybody. The last instructor training, we had 4 people out of 18 that were fast-tracked. So it's not an impossible thing. It's you study hard and work at it. You can cut your time down in terms of the time it takes to eventually get certified. Then once you're certified, here's what happens. Like I mentioned earlier, we give you free marketing tools to help you build your business on our instructor page. We want people to see you and know that you're around, you're available. You can post your own workshops. Now there's pro workshops and non-pro ChiRunning and ChiWalking workshops. What we call a pro workshop is one, this is a handy thing for most instructors, is that if you post a pro workshop, then the 80-20 is it's called an 80-20 or the pro. You keep 80% of the money, we keep 20% in return for having you on our website, and also taking the money and cutting you a check we do all the financial stuff. So you don't need to worry about collecting cash from everybody, making sure they signed up, chasing them down for their tuition fee. So we take care of all of that. And so for that, we take 20% of the charge you get for the classes. You get a free listing on the ChiRunning website. Like I said, that ChiRunning website is all over the world. So anybody who wants to find ChiRunning and find you, they go to our website, they click on Learn It on the navigation bar, and that comes up with a list of every instructor by country, by state, and they can find you. And then when they find you, you have a page that opens up and it shows all the classes you're teaching, where you teach, and what you teach. So it's a very handy way to be found. Every year, you're kind of like a licensee of intellectual property, so we charge $325 US for an annual recertification fee. That supports all of the work we do to keep our instructors visible in the world, and to pay for an admin person that takes care of all the back and forth with all the instructors. Now, we have over 200 instructors all over the world. That's a full-time job for somebody that works here at ChiRunning. So we have to pay their salary, and that's what this annual certification fee takes care of. And then every 2 years, you have to, whoops, I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. Every 2 years, within that 2-year period, you have to assist a one-day workshop with a ChiRunning master instructor to get updated on the latest teaching techniques and materials. And so it's a good system because all of the master instructors are held pretty current to the most recent material and the way that I've been teaching. So all this ChiRunning material is kind of like a work in progress. It's getting closer and closer to the end of the work in progress, where I've pretty well refined it down to be the most efficient way to teach that I can. But if I'm out teaching sometime and I come up with some new way to present a lesson that just plain works, I will, tell it to all of my master instructors, and they spread it all the way out through all the other instructors. I usually also announce it on the instructor Facebook page as well. So the reason why I have everybody assist is to learn the latest, greatest tips from home office, and that way it keeps you current. It also keeps you honest with how clearly and accurately you are teaching the material as well. Because over 2 years, you might tweak something here, tweak something over there, and by the end of 2 years, you might not be teaching it exactly the best way possible. So every 2 years, we like everybody to hit the reset button on their teaching and get filled in on the latest. Here are some upcoming trainings, okay? We have one in Freiburg, Germany coming up. That's last day of May, and it goes till the 3rd of June. And I'll show you when we go to the website pretty soon. We're just about done here, and I'll take you to the website. Anybody who clicks on the left-hand navigation bar that says Learn It, they get taken to the instructor page, and they'll be able to find you. But if you click on Teach It, you can find all of these listed because we also want to attract teachers. So it's a 3-month home study, so we back out 3 months, and it's 12th of March that you have to sign up by. So if you're thinking of the class in late May, then you can go here. We do have, here's a code to get that $100 off, okay? And then our regional instructor in the UK, Gray Cause, has got an instructor training in September. His deadline sign-up date is the 2nd of July, so you got some time to think about it. And he's having another one in November, and he's got the same cutoff date. So you can contact him. If you go to our website and go by country, you'll click on the UK, you'll get his contact information, go and ask him all about it. And then one of our master instructors in Vermont is having an instructor training in Queens, New York, outside of New York City. That's going to be October 4th through 7th, and that sign-up date is the 16th of July. So I just want you guys all to know about this. This one in Freiburg, Germany is the nearest one coming up, and I will be teaching that one. I will not be teaching at any of these other ones. This is the only one this year that I'm going to be at. With the exception of 2 that are already closed for registration because they're happening next month. I'm going to be teaching 20 new instructors in Mumbai, India. And that country is exploding with running. It's incredible. They're having such a huge running boom. And it's a cool thing to see. So ChiRunning is becoming very popular very quickly there. So we need to train a bazillion instructors. I want to be able to cover 1.4 billion people. You know, it's good project. It'll keep me busy. And then I go to Hong Kong and teach an instructor training in for China. So we're going to break into the Chinese market as well. It's also another country with a huge running boom going on. So, but those are already closed registrations. We've got all the people signed up, and I'm heading over there in February. So think of any of these. This will be able to be replayed, so we'll send you a link. If you signed up for this, you'll get a replay and be able to watch the thing from the start. So if you came in late, you won't miss a thing. So if you want to go to find out where these things are, where you can sign up for any instructor training, go to ChiRunning, teach it, become a ChiRunning instructor. Right at the top of the page, I'll take you through it myself. Right at the top of the page, you'll see where all the instructor trainings are, and you can click on a link right there to sign up. And okay, so, and then the individual trainings. Now here's our list of individual certifying master instructors. And it's quite a list now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. And so you can see Vancouver, BC, there's another one in Ontario, Canada. So those are the 2 outside the United States right now. And the rest are all located, you know, here you can see if you're near one of these people, or if you're not even near one of these people, you can still learn to be a ChiRunning instructor with one of them, because you can do a lot of it virtually. You can learn all your lessons, get your feedback, practice, do Zoom or Skype. There's all kinds of ways to get through this. Okay, so these are people who are really dedicated folks, and at this point, all very close friends of mine. So I highly recommend any of them. High quality people, and just really want to do the best thing for the world they can. There's also regional instructors that we have in the UK and Netherlands and Spain, Mexico, India, Singapore, China, and, you know, planets beyond. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the instructor registration page right now. So I'm going to close out of this PowerPoint here. Yeah, let me go. Okay, so can you see my new screen with my website on there? Okay, so if you go to our website, let me move this out of the way. So here's our home page on the website. So if you want to go to Teach It, you can click on Teach It, become a ChiRunning instructor, and then you come to this page. And let's see, find an instructor. Hold on a sec. Should be more than that. Teach It. Oh, here, register. See this little link? So you click on there, and here's where you find out all about it. This is Cheryl Lloyd. She's one of our instructors in Reno, Nevada. She's given a little testimonial about how fun it is to be an instructor. So be sure to watch that. And then if you scroll down, this is, you can watch if you want to see another webinar. This is where the next one will be listed. You can see today's is on here. Sign up to attend. And then here's all of the instructor training schedule. So here's all of the people who are offering these instructor trainings, and here's the ones that we're doing. Okay, so you can see there's Freiburg, Germany. Here's where you pay, and you know how you get in contact with any one of those things to register is right here. Once you go to this page, this tells you kind of an overview, just like I've just done with you. Here's the individual instructors. So if you want to find one and talk to them, you can contact them right there. Again, this down here is a review of becoming an instructor, why and what it means and what's involved. This webinar pretty well covered that. Here's all the requirements so that you can double check, make sure you're getting all the requirements so you're able to fulfill all the requirements. Here's your certification renewal and fees and cancellation policy. So there's all of this is right here. Everything you need to know is in these 4 bars. And then to actually go for the course, you can pay here if you're working directly with one of the master instructors above. And here's where you can go if you're registering for any of the other ones. You can also just click right here and it'll take you straight to it. And then before we send you the course materials, click here and you can get all the registration forms signed. And here's a registration form to fill out at the bottom, because we like to know a little bit about you as well. So you can see, I'm going to scroll down through this, but just good general information so that we can kind of know your background a little and just get to know you. So teaching skills, if you know, if you've studied ChiRunning and ChiWalking already, how much you have, how long you've been practicing this technique. If you don't know ChiRunning or ChiWalking, I do highly recommend you go take a class from one of our instructors so that you really know what you're in for. We have people who have come to these instructor trainings without a lot of ChiRunning knowledge, and it's a little more of a struggle for them because they're trying to get a lot up to speed all at once. You know, so just you can see these questions. To what extent do you feel you've learned the techniques? How good are you at it? You know, what's your normal running terrain? Are you a trail runner, distance, whatever? What kind of events do you participate in? Do you have any training in things? Now, these are not requirements. This is just, we like to get to know you. That's all. So don't think of it as a test. Other sports, you know, it just gives us some background. Any certifications that you have is cool. So, and then just personal information about your own direction for fitness. And then I believe down here at the end are your goals, why you want to do this. And so think about it and really, you know, give you plenty of 250 to 500 words to describe why you want to do this thing. And it really helps. It's not for us, it's for you. really, you know, come with, just be with yourself. Why do I want to do this? Is this my calling of what I want to be doing? And then any other information that's not been covered that you'd like us to know about, extenuating circumstances, anything going on for you at all, we'd like to know. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to go back to, if I can go back to my original page here. There we go. I'll stop share. There we go. I'm back. Okay, so if you have any questions, please let me know. You can just ask them right now. Any questions at all, I am happy to answer. So I'll give everybody a couple of minutes here. So let me see if who else is here. We do have quite a few. All right. So that's it. Please let us know if you'd like to register. You can always also contact us through customer service at chiliving.com. And hope you have a good day, and I really hope to hear from you again. And come join us. Be an instructor.